Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Let's discuss with author L.A. Logan. On today, we will be discussing who is author L.A. Logan and what does she write about? Does she write about suspense, action, romance? Well, does she write about drama? Nah, I don't think she could write about drama because remember, she don't do drama. Many questions, a lot of curiosity. No worries. I'm here to answer all of your questions and serve a little bit of tea about one of my books. You ready to get into it? Let's discuss. So the question on the table right now is, who is author L.A. Logan? Maybe she's a lady with a big imagination that started at childhood. Or maybe she's a lady that's full of stories. Well, actually, it's a combination of both. I have been writing for over 10 years. And actually, my writing journey kind of started by accident. I've always been one that loved to journal, loved to write little short stories per se, but I really just didn't kick into my writing gift until many years later. I've always been an avid reader. I love reading fiction novels, which is what I write as fiction. And I just started writing. I was at home on medical leave and I started writing, and before I knew it, I had my very first baby, Love No Limit. And I still can't believe it to this day that God blessed me with that gift, and I continue to use it, and he continues to flourish my gift. And so, yeah, I love writing. It is a cleanse for me. It's a way of escape for me. Now, the only bad thing I can say about being a writer is you soak up so much around people. If they're talking about stuff, your writer mind instantly goes into a story. And I can't help it when I do it. It's just automatic. So, give you a quick example. I had a friend who recently had surgery about a month ago, and they are supposed to wear a sling until their surgery is over. Or not until their surgery is over. No, that's not what I meant. Until they're released by the doctor. Well, they're tired of wearing it because, the surgery was over a month ago. So they had taken the sling off, but I didn't know that at the time. So God put it in my spirit to send them a text message. Hey, what are you up to? I sent them a text message. They weren't responding to me. For a whole day, they didn't respond. So my writer mind went into, oh my gosh, they've been rushed into emergency surgery. They're prepped right now for surgery, and they weren't able to tell anybody, who they were. They didn't have their ID. I mean, my mind just went writer style all the way. And when I told them, they got tickled, but it also made them put their brace back on, because little did I know they had taken it off. My writer mind does not allow me to watch TV like regular people. Like when I watch TV or I watch a show, I have to usually watch it twice, because the first time I'm watching it from a writer's mind perspective. I'm trying to figure out, where is the writer going with this particular story? And I just can't watch it as a movie. I'm watching it as a story, or as a show, I'm watching it as a story. So after I get through the first time of watching it as a writer, then I go back and watch it as a show or a movie, or whatever it is. I know a lot of writers who think that way. You could be having a conversation, somebody could say something, and you check out of the conversation because you've written a whole storyline in your head. And I used to think that everybody had this gift, because people would say to me, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you wrote a book. And I think, that's not a big deal. Anybody can write a book. It took a little while for me to realize that it truly is a gift that God has given me, and that I need to view it that way and protect that gift, and also share that with others who have a desire to write. So, how I get my stories, man, all kinds of ways. I could see something on TV. I could be having a conversation. I can experience something, or one of my friends can experience something, and a whole story will develop in my head, and I've got to write it out. Yeah, so that's pretty much kind of how my writing got started and how I continue to write. When I'm writing, though, the downside is that I can't read anybody else's work, just because my stories live in my head until I get them out, and I don't want to cross paths with anything that I might be reading at that time that I'm going through a thinking process, which kind of sucks sometimes because, yeah, I may want to read something so bad, but I just can't. And another thing is, stuff will live in my head literally until I type it out. And my characters talk to me. Like my first book, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. Those characters in that book drive me so crazy. It's now a 3-book series, and it's actually gonna probably be a 4 to 6 book series. I want to end it, but the characters won't act right. Like, they drive me insane. And so I try to type them, tell their story how I want them to be. And I can type that out, and it'll gnaw at me until I go back and change it to who they want to be, or who they really are in actuality. So, yeah, being a writer is a gift, and it can make you have sleepless nights. It can make people look at you strange. I think the funniest thing that has happened with me when I wrote since I've been writing, is my first book. I had an aunt who thought the entire book was about me. The entire book. She just knew I was the main character. And she called me up and she was like, I just want you to know, I don't like the guy that you're dating anymore. And I was like, why? She's like, oh, he's such a horrible person. And I was like, oh my God, what did he do to you, Auntie? Like, in my mind, I'm already broken up with him. Like, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Don't call me, lose my number. And so she was like, the way he treated you, I read the book, and she starts going into it. And I was like, Auntie, you do realize that's not real, right? Yes, it is. It just seems so real. I just can't believe he treated you like that. And I was like, Auntie, just think about it. If half of those things that I said in the book happened, don't you think you would have known about it? Like, it would have been family gossip. It would have been talked about. And she kind of paused, and she was like, yeah, but I still don't like him. I still think it's him because it just seems so real. I mean, I received emails from people. I mean, the thing that really solidified for me that I was onto something was I received emails from people that I did not know asking me, is this book about me, or about my daughter, or my son, or my mom? The real blessing came for me when people were saying, well, when I read this, it reminded me of my before Christ days, before I got myself together, and how I used to be. Or I thought about going back to a dysfunctional situation, and your book helped me realize, I saw myself in the book and realized that's not what I wanted to do. So yeah, it's been awesome. I personally, what I like to do, I love to travel, I love writing, and I love reading. And when I do have spare time, which I've talked about, I don't make a lot of time, but I'm working on that. I'm going to honestly work on that. I like to spend time with my family, and I'm really, really active in my church. Love, 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 love my church. And so just trying to find a balance, with everything that recently happened with Kobe Bryant and those that were on the helicopter with him. It's really kind of helped remind me that I need to put some things in perspective. So, but yeah, those are the things that I like to do when I have free time. What else? My favorite food. That's so cliche. My favorite food is Mexican food. I could probably eat that 7 days a week. Um, what else? What else? What else? My favorite candy, if you ever want to just really get in good with me, is I love Haribo gummy bears. I won't even eat any other type of gummy candy. That is all I eat. So if you want to bribe me, you want to get me to do a favor for you, if that's included in the bribe, you probably have gotten me. So enough about me. Um, okay, let me back up before I say enough about me. I do write about different things in my books. I try to write my books so that it's like watching a movie or a TV, like it's real life. And you get happiness, you get sadness, you get anger, you laugh, you cry, you get all those emotions. And yeah, I try to write to where you're feeling everything, and anybody who's reading the book can identify with it. And so my first book is called Love No Limit. And the main characters in that book are Jada and Donnell. And when I tell you Jada gets on my nerves, whew, Jada. But I want to be Jada sometimes too, if that makes sense. Jada is free. She lives her life how she wants to live her life, although dysfunctional. She doesn't mind telling people how she feels and doesn't feel bad about it. And she's your typical successful woman who is looking for love. And she has a very bad misunderstanding of what love is. And so she's in a very dysfunctional relationship with Donnell, and she believes in her heart she can fix him and make everything perfect with their relationship. And in the process of her trying to build or repair a broken person and herself, she's also broken, she is involved in her church ministry. And she's living a double life, basically. She's one way at church, another way when she's dealing with Donnell. And she goes through all these. I don't want to just give the book away because I would like for you to read it. But when I tell you that Jada is a mixture of every woman, she's successful, she has children, she has everything a woman desires except for that true, healthy love. And, we've all been there. We've all been in dysfunctional relationships or know people who have. And she's just really going through it. Donnell is your typical guy who, he's confused. He's got multiple women, multiple issues. And along with dealing with multiple women issues, he's a street guy. He has dealings with the street life. And, he was raised better than that. But the path he chose to go on is, being out there. And the fast lane comes with a lot of consequences. And he deep down inside wants to be the man that Jada wants him to be, but he simply can't do it. He just can't. He has way too much going on between the women, the kids, himself being a broken person. There's no way he could be in a healthy, fulfilling relationship. And so these two go through it. And they go through it so bad that at the end of the book, somebody loses their mind. I mean, loses it. When love is unhealthy, it'll take you places that you never thought you would go. And by the time you realize you're in it, it's too late. You can't go back and fix it. You can't undo it. The only thing you can do is suffer the consequences of your actions. And when I tell you, you're going to be shocked at how the book ends. Man, I was even shocked when I was writing it. And I didn't want it to be like that. I was like, no. And I'm often asked, where did I get the ideal for Love No Limit? So I want, if you guys remember the movie gosh, I don't know why I always forget this movie. It had Martin Lawrence in it, and oh man, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Yeah, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And we went to go see the movie, and a group of us were talking, and they were like, it was unrealistic because why would a woman that has so much fall for a man, Donnell? I think his name was Donnell in the movie. Now that I think about it, was his name Donnell or Darnell? Wow, I didn't even realize that when I was writing the book. Gosh, I think that was his name. But anyway, Lynn Whitfield. Lynn Whitfield's character was unrealistic for her character to fall for Martin Lawrence's character because she had everything. She was a wealthy woman. She could buy her a man if she wanted to. And they were like, that's just so unrealistic. And I was like, really? Well, that happens every day. Women crave love and attention. And sometimes we receive it from an unhealthy place, and we're so broken, inside, that we don't realize or see it as unhealthy. We see it as, oh wow, somebody's paying me attention. No, oh well, forget he don't have a job. Oh, forget he got several women. Let me see what else. Forget he's verbally abusive or emotionally unavailable. All those things. Forget that. And this can go both ways, A woman can be a female version of Martin Lawrence's character, but we're talking about the movie at this point. We miss all that, or we think, oh, I can fix that. He just has never met anybody like me. Once he gets to know me, he's gonna want to change because he knows I'm change his life. I'm gonna upgrade him. Beyonce. No, that's not how it works. The Bible tells us he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Although men are not hunting like they used to. But that's a whole nother message, that's a whole nother discussion. I need to make sure I circle back around to that one because that's a good one. But long story short, they thought it was unrealistic, and I was like, absolutely not. So when I started writing Love No Limit, I intentionally wanted Jada to be more successful than Donnell when it came to professionalism and finances in doing things the right way. That's how I got the idea for Love No Limit. And then the character, Jada's character, again, she was just created from different women that I knew, experiences I had, experiences other people that I knew had, and then the same thing with Donnell's character, people that I knew. So the book is called Love No Limit. It's the first book in that series, and I think it's a good read. I mean, it's very transparent. I mean, Jada is living her best life in the book. So if you are a deep person, you're so deep spiritually and you're so holy, that might not be the book for you to read, because although Jada's going to church, Jada is living her best life. It ain't the way the church would not approve. So Love No Limit. So I've gotten a lot of feedback about Love No Limit, and I've not received anything negative. I actually received a really, I think it was 4.5 stars from a major book club at that time when I first put the book out. It did great, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about it, and I hope you pick it up. And that's kind of what I wanted to discuss with you on tonight. I hope you learned a little bit more about me, a little bit more about my books, and I will be doing little tidbits like this throughout. This won't be the last time, but it was brought to my attention that I never really just formally introduced myself or what I write about. So yes, I write fiction books. They're full of suspense, drama. Hey, that's what a little TV is for. Learn what drama is. Action. I like for my books to give you all of those emotions. So if you do decide to pick up my book and read it, I would love for you to post a comment below, or if you've already read my books, please post a comment below and let me know what you think. My books can be purchased at Amazon.com or on my website, booksbyLALogan.com. Now, my website is under construction, so you may or may not be able to see it. You may see an older version that may still be active, but I'm in the process of getting it updated. So, yeah, glad that you was able to join me today for the discussion. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you enjoyed this discussion, wonderful. If not, maybe next time. But if you could, please, again, leave me your feedback below. Click the like button and please subscribe. I would really appreciate your support. And the thing that I want to leave you with is, remember, the plan for your life has already been designed. It's up to you to trust the planner.